really good show this morning. So I'll go with 10 with our 10 from just as for a final last episode tonight. So let's go break down results from the clan so from last last so weeks. So let's go break down live. So if you want to, so every between your stories and rivalries and your chemistry, because Andy on Monday Night Raw was really good and fasted show. So you get one membership and one membership and another messages below on my screen below, and two separate ways, and so much more. So let's go live right here. So we got that was a Monday morning of Seth Rollins. He said, Anya Raw is open with a video recapping what just happened tonight at Council before. Anya Ren said Rollins made his way to the ring with the rest of the opponents to celebrate deal associated as a POE. So Anya falsely said in this night is about him. So Anya but he took a moment to acknowledge the agreements of this group. After he has the Saiyan blade, he took time to put over each member of the group. Unfortunately, after the historian crowd was gave Boston is a great reactions when Sylvanus got to him. The Emerald Champion, he was called him a new travel thief to the mix to response. So after when Sylvanus, he said, after he has done everything on his own path, after was got a bulls sent in front of the fans. He claimed after he didn't need anyone, but he has chosen to visit a man into the ring because he is unfortunately, idea of depending on how you read into in this assessment, I might have planted some sands for Von Winkle. Under two eminent feud with Rollins and also world title, and this with a distant promo cut short. But it was surprising nobody to interrupt it, and that's not a bad thing, says an overforces, which is great B+. After said the crowd was sending Seth is a Winkle, so the crowd pop, and when he caught them, said the same thing. After upset Rollins also got a big pop for kissing Paul Heyman. Okay, this was interesting. Onion also ahead after the crowd sent for him to do it. Onion said the crowd blame is so political but not overtaking what was going on, and so the ring made the assessment more fun. So in the next match we got Dominic Mysterio. Here we go, 1-on-1 against Penta and the IC title. After our last time in Athens, when Penta, Dragon Lee, and AJ Styles undefeated Dominic Mysterio in Summit Day in a 6-man tag match on Raw October 6th. I just the undercard shaving set was also aligned into a false mask. Iron Man painted and silenced Dominic Mysterio, but Rusev made it clear to Penta that he already had the next title match against whoever wins just one. Instead of Dirty Dom, he didn't have anyone else from Judgment Day with him as soon as the belt ring. Also, both men are throwing hands in the traded move into Penta sent Dom out outside the ring. With a quick hurricane, he sent Dominic Mysterio and collapsing onto also announced table with a back body drop. Hazard also went to the break. So after we return to see Dom to take control and send the dinosaur into the ring pose before and hitting a scrolling dive, DDT, he almost sent Penta and also a barricade into a small slaughter but and didn't manage to avoid it. Iron Date fought a true over break and we came back to see Penta dive off the ring post to take Mysterio down at the ring side, and this was a fun match with some standout spots. However, seeing Dom stand on his own of 2 feet without Summit Day, it was a nice things apiece. When Ancient Rampage is one of those a performers who brings out the best in his opponents, and he made Dom look great. Idea of Rusev is so up, but Penta took him out very and dived also the top rope to give Dom a chance to grab on one of his belts. I into the timekeeper belt of Hummel. Anyway, the referee took the belt from Dom and used the hammer behind his back to knee the Penta with a 619 and a frog splash to get to the win, and let's get a hand pop from the crowd. And the winner of this match, Dominic Mysterio. I think Rusev isn't bad as in the mic, but he wasn't having a medicine might be adequate to him. He is better, has a slight badass who only speaks a few words when noticing. Iron Dom has a new neck tattoo of a lizard mask. Wasn't that really stands out? I took into 29 minutes into the show was the belt to the ring. I didn't force the first match and then the show went to the break 8 minutes later. I just was going to dive DDT and dumb hit was cool. It wasn't perfect, but it was the first time he used it in a match. I just had called booed Penta when he went for the 3 Amigos 0M into Dom when he resolved it. In the next match, we got Rhea Ripley. Here we go, 1-on-1 against Kairi Sane. Was the last time in Aston when Rhea Ripley and Asuka got to undefeating the Copy Royals at Crown last weekend. Was it after backstage announcement with Asuka? I ended slapping Kairi Sane in for losing their match at Crown Jewel. The Pirate Princess was in action against one of the women who beat her and Rhea Ripley. And Kylie Sink dug a lock up and hit a forearm to the back, but Ripley busted it off and she tried to call Kylie, but ended up taking a slap to the face and got angry and was a level. Kylie Sink with a clothesline. Kylie Sink got the open hand for a moment, but Ripley hit her with a knee and that turned things around. Io Sky and Asuka ended up bowling, but Io Sky was taken out by the combined efforts of Asuka and Kylie Singh as the show went to a break. This was a good match, but it was Havel but at the ringside. Rhea Ripley and Kylie Singh have had some great into the past, but just feel a little short that we know they can do. I just said the second half was much better than the fourth because I think both women brought a lot more pursuit to their offense. AS Sky pointed Asuka from and you're fighting again and was running to Rhea Ripley to hit the level for the land. After when Asuka attacked Io Sky after the match, but Ripley took her down with a kick and then cleared off the announce table. Kylie Singh saved Asuka from taking the woman through the table. The spread of tomorrow had a DDT onto the table to end the assessment. And the winner on this match, Rhea Ripley. I ended up every night give a backstage interview, and that was to end up by CM Punk. Kylie Singh Intimates wasn't on TV, and Rhea Ripley know it like Zenfix was look good. So, and next match got Boston Reed. Here we go, 1-on-1 against Simi Uso. Wasn't the last time in Athens when Boston Reed undefeated Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel. The Usos lost to MNI and Punk War October 6th. So Austin Australia was back to take on Simi Uso and both men were fighting solo, but after it didn't stay that way. So Boston Reed took its role as soon as the bell rang, but Simi recovered and sent him out of the ring and into the ring post. Simi also knew late into the match, but it wasn't enough. Boston Reed got the victory with the Tsunami, and this was a pretty simple match. I think it wasn't bad, but it wasn't anything special either. After when Braun Breaker showed up, the Spirit Simi twice after the match. The Saint ran to the ring to make the save for his brother. And the winner on this match, Boston Reed. So Simi also had his ribs taped up to celebrate spill to a barricade on last weekend on Saturday. I ended up on Baker's second spill. It was look nasty. And next match, we got women's tag match. They got Bayley and Lia Fox will take on Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. It was the last time in Athens when Bayley lost to Raquel on Raw September 29th. I ended up Roxanne Perez undefeated Lafayette on October 6th. So, Lafayette told Bailey that teaming with Hulk against Summit Day this week was just a one-time thing, only because he can't depend on Bailey to be consistent. Lafayette found Wholesale playing a double team, so Bailey tagged in and helped Hulk turn the tide into a favor. I just said a babyface it had a troll more often than the heels in this match, but at the end of Summit Day, the started burning some moment after Rosa Perez hit Bailey with a hurricane comes to the top rope and Lottie had to slap some makes sense into a Bailey at one point. After West gave Hulk exactly what she needed, she took out both opponents and got to the win for Hulk team with a both point to Rosa Perez. And this was a soul match, but it had hard to tell what Bailey wants to do with Bailey and between this character, and it doesn't feel like any of this was booked with a long-term wrestling plans in mind. And winner in this match, Bailey and Laya Fakir. Speaking of Michael Cole, he said Betty has been sending him a text message and that we're both nice and sending it since depending on the day. I think it was nice to see a tag team partners coming to Gail Survey Wicked Rodriguez hit Celine Pose on her way to make the side plans. So here's the main event. So yeah, City also taking on against every night and CM Punk. Was the last time in Access event CM Punk and every night to undefeating the Usos on Raw October 6th. Was it after a quick assessment to set up a Thanksgiving for Kale? It was supposed for a feud, and we got say also entrance for the main event. After he faced every night and Punk in a triple threat and number one contender match to see who gets to fight Seth Rollins next. And just a real note in this match, so all three men with Barney has soon has a referee called for the bell. I just said the crowd wasn't serving for all three men, but it felt like CM Punk had more also the crowd behind him and then either of his opponents. Every night it came close to bleeding when he hit Punk with a BFT, but they also pulled him out of the ring and when they tried to hit his brass with Punk, he got his knees up. Amateur come and then hit 6 CTS to sleep, forcing the win. Ozzy had CM Punk was celebrating Savarin's most hit, and he came out with the forces and Von Bagel that took out Say, and every night with Spill has Boston lead, and wanted to help Sonic the ring after they took out CM Punk. Now Von Bagel socked 81 by taking out Seth Rollins, and Spill, Heyman, and look is shocked. I was shocked, but he was maybe more big surprise when Boston leaves Sonic Von Bagel and he keeps Samami to the world champion. Agent of Von Bagel both week forced Heyman to show him or so it's a consequences to so is in it with its three of them standing tall, all the Rollins, and it went on his match, CM Punk. Modern Court to announce a 40,403 as a 3-day attendance for SmackDown, Crown Jewel, and Raw. I just hit a crowd sitting to CM Punk music. It was a super cool moment. As you could tell, he was touched. It's a final word. Added on Monday's Raw was a pretty standard PoE Fallout episode, but that is not a bad thing. It covers everything it needs to do and give us a couple of fun matches along the way. Added also Rollins has commented himself as a top dog on Raw and seems to have everything he could ever want. Which means his example is going to be even bigger. After when Rhea Ripley and Kylie Sane had an NXT fight into the main event, I knew it was inflatable, but the best thing on the show was Penta taking on Dominic Mysterio for the IC title. This match and the Marshall says how so far Dirty Dom has come since Sonic said the company. He has gone into a great, has a performer who has a crowd behind him. So he was a deposit bring a heel turn of Survivor Series as they all a month away. So WWE is advised to take its time setting anything up so it isn't spinning its wheels waiting for the event. I was the ending of the show where Braun Breaker turning on Seth Rollins. It was a great decision because it will definitely be the most talked about moments we all knew it would happen totally, but and this was still shocking and it's always good when a pro wrestling can big surprise us. So let's go my YouTube gaming poll for certain night. So thank you for watching on Monday's Night Raw this morning. So it was a good match. So yeah, 2% liked it, 2% is alright, and 2% didn't like it. So it's gonna my X poll get 2% liked it, 2% is alright, and 2% didn't like it. So next week we have Monday Night Raw next week afternoon. So let me see here for next week. Give me 1 second here. So next week we have 3 title matches booking for Raw next week in the Scumto. It's the following next week. So we got 1, 2, 3. We got 3 title matches is announced starting next week. So let me see here to find my notes. So speaking of tomorrow afternoon, give me 1 second here, guys. Um, Give me 1 second. So next week afternoon it starts at 8 o'clock p.m. Next week we'll be back to a normal, like always. So let me see here on Netflix schedule for filming next week. So give me 1 second here, guys. Give me 1 second. So starting next week, we have I think, yeah, starting next week, starting at 7 o'clock, starting next week. So just to let you guys know, in front of medicine on my YouTube content for this week. So it might be a really good show, I think, from last week. So let me see here. I just said a sad part is we always knew this was going to happen. I knew what has happened. The violence have turned on. The violence. The forces is now without their own path. So this was interesting. So last night I was on Teenage Bound for Glory. That was a really good moment. Team Sweetie and the Hardy Boys last night. It was pretty good to see that match last night. Probably about something more, I think. Teenage Wrestling has announced that it has the greatest announced team of all time and finally has a t-shirt and get it now on teenagemerchandise.com. It's on sale. Many suckers should end up with an extra suitcase on their way back. Kind of packing also good stuff from in Japan. Oh, Kevin Singh has a nasty bump on her forehead. So it's really, really good how just between the seismic goes from since like 30 days, I think. So let me see you guys. This Wednesday from AJ the Dynamite is so much more. Let me see. Stimulus Kill, you believe in me, and now I believe in me, and get it. We will keep making history impossible on her dreams. So, Mother talks that a possible into it goes, and those goals mark history forever. Oh, here's Ric Flair. Talking about something more, I think. Oh, it's more to announce. So, also has announced that King of Pro Wrestling in New Japan returning to the US in 2026. The new beginning on USA comes to the Cole in Missouri on Friday, February 27th. Stay tuned for tickets and info and more. Speaking of the votes, and they said it was a pretty good ending due to Monday Morning Raw. It was pretty good, I think, for last time before. So it was a good moment of tonight's Raw this morning. CM Punk has returned to the ring when it was still after Raw. So that was crazy. It was Adam Pearce took him out. It went also to air tonight, and it will happen after tonight's Raw. Employees went also to air. Probably about something more to announce from next week, I think. So Good Bros Machine has Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows became the new Wrestling World Tag Team Champions on Friday. So that was such too sweet. And AFW hosted 9 years. I'll scrub that. So anytime when I scrub this wrestling on my YouTube channel, I will scrub that to it. I watch tons of wrestling every single week, just like you guys too. So let me see here. We haven't heard from Hornswoggle, I think. We haven't seen him in a year or so. So do you think Dominic Mysterio is the hardest assessment? Tonight he walked into Rusev backstage assessment. He was walked away after that. It was pretty good. I'm hoping they have something more for next pay-per-view, I think. So next pay-per-view it might be on, I think, so let me see here. The next pay-per-view is coming back to my list. So we done all of those for this year. So next we have Jerry Evolve, October 15th. It's on this week. On NXT Havoc will be on October 25th. So it might be 3 to 2 weeks. And next then we have Jerry Saturday Night Main Event. Be on starting next month on November 4th. And next one we have next pay-per-view on WWE Survivor Series War Games be on November 29th. And the last one we have Saturday night main event of Sonic a final tour at Washington D.C. Capital One area. Be on December 13th. So we're done with one of those. They got 4 more left. Be 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got 4 more left to have just of just this year. So this pay-per-view is coming up this week at Wrestle Dream. Let me see what time is that. This coming this Saturday. Let me see here to my notes. What time is that on? So this Saturday will be on the starting at 8. No, that's not it. Hold on. I had a wrong thing. Okay, so Wrestling Dream will be starting at 8 p.m. is the time. It's specific. It's coming this Saturday. So just to let you guys know in this info on my YouTube content in information for you guys right here to the bottom of my screen below. So it'll be starting at 8 p.m. is the time. This Saturday, the event will be here at the Eddie in St. Louis, Missouri. Just coming this Saturday. There's something more, I think, into the path. So we might get break down this Saturday too. So that's coming up. The next pay-per-view for AEW, I think it might be. So let me see. Besides Wrestling Dream. So starting next month we have AEW Dynamite, Blood and Guts, November 12th. AJ Full Gear starts be on November 22nd. Nympho New Susie. And the last one on AJ was in. Be on December 27th. Be at Hardeman, Illinois in Chicago, now area, taking place. So I think it might be more. I think for just like every single week. So thank you for watching tonight's Raw review this morning. And I will be back starting this Wednesday on AEW Dynamite is so much more. So happy Wrestling Monday. And I'll say guys, this Wednesday on AEW Dynamite is so much more. We got Monster Pod, Spotify podcast, anything is so much more. So happy Wrestling Monday. I'll see you next time. I'll be back here on this Wednesday, right here. It might be a lot, so much more. So we must see you guys this Friday on Friday SmackDown. And we'll see you guys on this Saturday at AEW Wrestling Dream at St. Louis. So I will let you guys know about next review this Wednesday or Friday and Saturday. So have a great night. Have a rest of your time this morning. Second last time. I think it's Wednesday. And don't forget to miss it on AEW on TBS. So, I'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys. Peace.